Hi guys, it's April and I garden down in southeast Nebraska, zone 5B, and I'm on a mission to save my tomato and pepper plants. I have no idea what is going on right now. Honestly, it's probably because I've changed too many factors all in 1 year, and now I'm still on this weird learning curve of how to use my new lights and some of the new soil and some of the new pots, and my plants are suffering because of it. So my mission today is to separate and thin out all of my tomato plants, and then I want to top up my pepper plants with some compost. So last time when I did a pot of my biennials, I used the Vermont compost. I believe Acre Homestead and Flower Hill Farm are the ones that first introduced me to this, and these plants are thriving. So I want to introduce some of this compost to all of my plants, and I'm hoping that'll help with a little bit of water retention and some nutrient things that are going on. I need to find a better fertilizer. I think the one that I've got right now is just, it's not cutting it the way I want it to. I'm going to be going through all 64 of my tomato plants. I've got these ones over here are the ones that I really want to separate out into other containers because they are my determinate, my semi-determinate, and my dwarf tomatoes. And those are the ones that I definitely want to have multiples of, because if I can give them away to some of my family and friends that have smaller gardens, they're perfect for that. But I also have things like my peach tomato over here, which I use the last of my seeds for. So I for sure want to make sure I have a plant of that so I can save the seeds for next year so I don't have to purchase it again. I also have a couple extra pots over with the rest of the tomato plants that I can separate out if there is a specific type that I for sure want to make sure I don't accidentally kill. I can have more than one of that one. But other than that, I've got my painter's tape, my marker, my scissors, my spoon shovel, and I'm just going to get down to do this. I got all 3 trays of tomatoes figured out, and as you saw, I buried them relatively deeply because the cool thing about tomatoes is that they're a vining plant. And because of the type of vine they are, they can grow roots anywhere on their stem that is touching soil. So I wanted to give them a little bit more of a base for their root systems to start to develop, especially now that there's compost in there. And because of doing all this up potting and rearranging of things, I noticed that they were very, very dry. I thought I had been overwatering them, but the last couple of days have been in the 80s, almost 90s, and we haven't turned on our air conditioning yet. So I'm thinking that that might have expedited the drying out, and they were a little bit crispy. So I'm hoping that it wouldn't have ruined anything. They have been top watered, and I've got some bottom water in there too in the trays for them to absorb up. But I am going to top up the peppers with some compost. I'm guessing the same thing has happened to them and I just didn't realize what was going on. I'm hoping this helps, and of course I'll just give them a lot of water to hopefully fix my mistake. I'm trying not to beat myself up about it because sometimes these things just happen, and like I said, I've got these new lights that are running a little bit warmer than I'm used to. We've had weird weather, so the house has been warmer than I'm used to, and plus a lot of this system is completely new to me, and I just underwatered instead of my usual overwatering. So there are the peppers, all topped off with compost. And then you can see the newly abused tomato plants. This is tray number 2. They look so tiny again. Here is the last tray of tomato plants. I'm really hoping that they just take off now that they're reset in some compost. Here is the flowers and thyme that I up potted last week, and they are thriving. It is amazing. I think this is my biggest success so far. And then I will show you these guys. The celery is kind of starting to struggle. I should probably just up pot them. And then we've got the extra agastache and the thyme. But up here isn't doing the best. That is my indoor growing space right now. Like I said, I've been struggling with a few things. Things got away from me, but I'm hoping all of this reset will help. We'll see how it goes. I still have a month before most of this goes outside. The celery I might try and put out a little bit early. It might go out in a couple of weeks rather than me waiting a month. Maybe the same time I plant my corn. I don't know, I haven't quite decided on that yet. But otherwise, I still have a month of these tomato plants and these peppers and these biannuals being in the house with me. So let's hope I can keep them alive. I think the next thing coming up is just planting a few more of the things like the corn, because I usually do that around the end of April, somewhere between the 20th and then of course the 30th. I don't know. I've hit a weird lull. I'm tired of hand watering, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Soon it's gonna be full-blown summer and it's gonna be hot, even though it feels like full-blown summer right now, because it's like 83 degrees outside right now. So if you want to follow me on my gardening adventure, subscribe down below, hit the bell, do all the things to get all of the notifications. I also have an Instagram account, so you can check me out over there. I do a lot of pictures because I like to take pictures of the flowers and the other things that I have growing around the property that I don't necessarily show here. So if you want to check out some of that kind of stuff, we've got tulips and hyacinth going on right now, and a lot of things are coming back to life, and it's gorgeous. So you can check me out over there. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys in another video, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.